How to build your newbie gains in 1 year. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But why should you listen to me? This is me back in 2020. I didn't have great genetics just like you probably, and it took me 5 years to build my body, which actually made me learn so much more than people who made faster progress than me with great genetics. And this is me now. I've learned so much more, and I'm going to show you everything you need in today's video. There are 3 parts to fix this. Let's go with number 1. Don't have opinions. The number 1 thing that you need to do, step number 1, or actually step 0, is to don't have opinions. A lot of you have opinions, but you're not qualified to have opinions. You cannot have any opinion, any kind of reply, or any kind of arguments. You are simply not qualified to have one. All right? You haven't built your 10 out of 10 body. I have. Not you. Me. So turn your brain off and listen. All right? So if you want to go through the same transformation as me, shut the fuck up and just listen. You will get a workout routine. You're going to train your each muscle that you're trying to grow twice per week. So your training program should allow you to train the muscle that you're trying to target and to grow the most twice per week. You will stick to that and not miss a day. All right? Here's how to train. You're going to do slow and controlled eccentrics. What is eccentric? There are a lot of types of contractions. We've got isokinetic, we've got isometric, but for the sake of this video, you want to learn eccentric and concentric. Let's take a bicep curl as an example. You start from this point and you curl the weight up. That's the concentric. The muscle is contracted and is shortened. When you go down again, the muscle is in the lengthened position, and that's called eccentric. You want to do slow and controlled eccentrics. You don't want to take 10 seconds on a rep, but let's say you go 1 second up, 2-3 seconds down. Controlled. That's what I want you to think about. Controlled. Then you're going to do full ROM. That's full range of motion. What's full range of motion? Full range of motion of the biceps is from here to here. All right? You don't want to do from here to here and then come back. All right? You want to do full range of motion. Then 5 to 30 reps per set. Yeah, but it can be 10, it can be, yeah, there are no wrong answers there. As long as it's between 5 and 30, you're good to go, you're golden. And pick the best exercises. Now, I'm not gonna tell you in this video, in this free video, the best exercises for each muscle. I do that in my program, plus a bunch of bonuses, plus a bunch of videos and tutorials, all that stuff. You're not some, if you're not some retard, you're just gonna go and check it out, all right? It's an amazing program and you will love it. That's all I can say. The link is in below. You just go there and check it out. All right. Which pleats should you choose? Here's my recommendation. You're just going to start with 3 days a week when you're going to train whole body, or at least the muscle that you're trying to train. Maybe you don't want to train your legs. Maybe you already have big legs from football and you want to train only your upper body. Fine by me. You're going to train shoulders, chest, back, and arms, right? So you're going to do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or you can do Monday, Thursday, and let's say Saturday. But I actually recommend this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Doesn't really matter, you choose. But at least have at least 1 day of rest. After a couple of months, you start adding training days. So after a couple of months, you're going to go from 3 days a week of training to maybe 4 days a week. And then you're going to do 5 days a week. All right. I walk you literally by hand in my program, so you don't have to deal with this bullshit. All right. You don't focus on lifting the most weight. Switch this mindset. I don't want you to ego lift. I don't want you to lift the 40s, the 50s, or all that stuff. I don't want you to do that. I want you to focus on technique, pure technique, time under tension, train till failure. If you don't know any of that stuff, I take you by hand from scratch, from zero, from below zero in my program. And if that is not enough for you, let's say you want to get more girls. I literally get over 50 matches per day on Tinder just by posting some photos with me after the gym, all right, when I'm pumped. So if you just want to learn that, I'm just gonna walk you by hand in my program. Click the link below right now. In terms of diet, you are not gonna follow any specific diet. I don't want you to follow any specific diet. I want you to eat from all food groups. But you're gonna pay attention to 2 things. To the protein, all right? The protein are the bricks of the wall. So if you're trying to build a wall, which is the muscle, you need bricks, which is the protein, the amino acids. And to make sure you get that right, you take your body weight in pounds, multiply it by 0.8, and if you want to eat more, you multiply it by 1. And that's the amount of protein, the grams of protein that you need per day. Do not confuse it with grams of meat per day, all right? Because some of you might say, yeah, 170 grams of protein, yeah, 170 grams of chicken per day for some reason. You're a dumbass. So just 170 grams of protein, it's 170 grams of actual protein, not of meat, not of some kind of food. 100 grams of chicken breast, let's say, is going to give you about 30 grams of protein, all right? So make sure you do your calculations right. Then you want to pay attention to the carbs. These are very important. This is going to be the energy, all right? Make sure you have carbs every single meal and before and after the workout. That's very important. It's going to help you with recovery. Do not cut carbs. I don't give a shit about what you're seeing online. I eat a lot of carbs and I'm pumped as fuck, all right? Now, you're going to eat 4 times a day. Remember, I'm not saying 4 meals a day. Even if you eat 1 protein bar, that's 1 time that you eat. So I want you to eat 4 times a day. Eat every 4 to 6 hours, depending on hunger, all right? But I wouldn't go more than 6 hours without eating, all right? Each meal will have all macronutrients. I don't want to see that you don't eat some specific macronutrient. I don't eat fibers. You're gonna eat all of the fibers, motherfucker, all right? So, as an example, in every single meal, you're gonna have lean meats, you're gonna have veggies, you're gonna have whole grains, you're gonna have fruits, and you're gonna have healthy fats. About junk food, you can still have some junk food, all right? You're in university, you're in your 20s, you're whatever. Have some junk food if you want. If you want, all right? It's not necessary. But let's say on Friday night you have a cheat meal or whatever junk food. But for the rest of the days and for the rest of the meals, make sure you eat healthy, all right? Have some kind of discipline and willpower, all right? Make sure you do that. Here's the additional steps in terms of diet. You want to track your weight every single morning. After using the bathroom, don't eat or drink anything. And adjust your diet. Here's the thing. We have 2 extremes right here. Extreme number 1 and extreme number 2. And then we have somewhere in the middle. Now, extreme number 1, you're fat. You're overweight. All right? What you need to do in this situation? You want to eat less calories than you need to maintain your body weight. All right? So if you are 80 kilograms in this photo, you want to eat less kilograms, less calories, and start to drop the weight. And at the same time, eat protein, train, lift weights. You're going to build muscle at the same time, don't worry. Then, in the other extreme, I want you to actually bulk up. How many calories on top of your maintenance? 500. You're going to eat 500 calories on top of your maintenance until you get to this point. So your goal is to go from any kind of extreme to the middle. All right? So from this extreme, you cut down until you get to this point. And from extreme 2, you bulk up until you get to this point. What do you do when you get to this point? You calculate your maintenance again, and you add about 100 to 200 calories on top. So you're going to actually bulk, but it's going to be a lean bulk. You're going to do about 200 calories on top of your maintenance. That's it right there. These are all the parts that you need. Click the link below if you're not a retard and you're not a pussy. Make sure you build your body while you are young. Make sure you get over 50 matches a day on Tinder. I teach you everything how to get that there. Click the link below right now.